Okay, so basically what happened with this video is the first 7 minutes of the video got corrupted and I was not able to recover the file. Could have $9 to exchange for a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, the thing is convoluted, doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna pay money to be able to recover the file. So instead, what I'm just gonna do is start it off from where it began. When I realized that the recording became corrupted, you didn't really miss much anyway. It was just me talking about how I didn't want to upgrade to the space elevator yet, but that will be done in the next episode. I also made a milestone advancement onto solid biofuel and also the chainsaw. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace. Alrighty, I think we've collected enough stuff to be able to keep us surviving for a really long time, so we don't need to really worry about collecting any more biofuel. What I want to do is I want to make a little biofuel factory first and foremost. Now, a biofuel factory is pretty easy to make. It's not difficult in the slightest, but me explaining it, because I always make things difficult, me explaining it might be a little bit hard, so I'll do my best. I promise I'll do my best. First, we're going to make a bunch of cable in order to be able to make this stuff, because we do actually need about 100 cable in order to be able to make this factory, because it does require a little bit. And then we can worry about the other stuff. But first and foremost, the cable. So we have our 100 cable. Pretty good. Now, this biofuel generator has run out of energy. I'm going to pop in the flower petals because the flower petals are going to be able to keep it running for a pretty long time. And I need reinforced plating from our assembler, which is doing an absolutely phenomenal job. So we're going to build this right next to our little lookout tower right here. This is going to be our little base of operations for this little factory that we've got going. So we're going to place 1 storage container, 2 storage containers, 3 storage containers. This one actually needs to be placed the other way. It needs to be taking in the stuff, not really putting it out. From here, what we will do is I will take 1 constructor like this, 1 more constructor, and place it right here. Just for the sake of like evenness and everything like that, because I do want everything to be looking like kind of nice. I'm going to place it right here. Now, this one is going to have leaves in it, so I'm going to put all of my leaves in there. And this one is going to have all of the wood, if I can find the other wood. Any more wood? Now, this constructor is going to be making me biomass for leaves. And this one is going to be making me biomass for wood. Now, that's going to be taken out of there. And that's going to be taken out of there. You see how it's already starting to take it out? This is what we want. Next up, what we'll do is we're going to drag out this foundation just a teensy bit more. And we're going to place 1 constructor on the opposite side, which is going to face right here, but it's going to be encroaching the clearance of the lookout tower. We'll put the lookout tower back. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. So that right there, this constructor is going to be crafting us solid biofuel, because it takes biomass. It doesn't care what biomass it is. It just takes it and it just spits it. So we're going to take that storage container. I'm going to place it right in line with this bad boy. Now this guy is going to spit out this solid biofuel into there. So what I will do next is I'll go into logistics. It takes a merger. So pop you into here. So like that. And we've got ourselves a nice little handy dandy construction going on here. This is our biofuel factory. Welcome. So for here, we're going to place 1 biofuel burner right here. Place a power pole right next to it. 1 and 2 and 3. And just like that, we have our solid biofuel factory, which is pretty nice. Now see, this is perfect. This is why we need a solid biofuel factory, because we have problems like this arise where everything just runs out of power. The thing with Satisfactory is that you're always remaking things. Always. It never stops. Because you don't want to have to deal with the repercussions of making something real fancy and neat looking and then having to redo it later on. So your best bet is to just rock with as little as you can for as long as you can, and then worry about it later on. So now we're going to work on this little iron node right here, because we now have enough reinforced plates and rotors to be able to make ourselves another factory, which is really nice. So we're going to move all the way up again. So we'll get a miner. I need a portable miner. Let's make one, just like that. And then we'll get that miner and place him right here. And he is going to do the exact same thing that this one's doing. And we're going to place out a conveyor belt Mark II up until about here. And then we'll grab a conveyor lift all the way up. Just leave it there for a sec while we do this all the way up to here. And just like that. Over there. Now this is going to come over to here. And then all the way over to here. Just like that. I want to load balance these. So I'm not too sure just on what I need to be doing here, but I have a feeling that I can at least try my best to figure it out. So let's just try for this episode to load balance this. And then I guess that this will be the end of the episode once we figured out how to load balance it properly. With this guy, he takes 30 iron plates per minute and 60 screws per minute. So we're gonna stop construction. Halt. Stop the presses. Stop the presses, lads. Stop the presses. In order for this guy to be load balanced, in order for him to make a perfect 4 per minute, he needs 20 iron rods per minute, 100 screws per minute, in order to make 4 rotors per minute. Now, this is making me 15 iron rods. This is also making me 15 iron rods. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get a merger. And now with this merger, I will place it right here, lead these two into here, which is going to make me 30. I can then get a splitter to come out here. Now, I know that I'm not doing this perfect. I get it. I am not a genius when it comes to Satisfactory, and that is okay. And I don't have to be a genius either. I just want to be able to make some cool shit for y'all. Oh my goodness, this is just not going to happen. Now this constructor is going to make 40 screws per minute with 10 iron rods. Oh my god. Hold the phone. Stop the presses, hold the phone. I know this is going to look like absolute garbage. I don't care. I don't care. This is a YouTube series, not for geniuses. I want to be able to make sure that people aren't scared when making stuff like this. And if you do want to load balance your own stuff, you can just watch this video and be like, wow, he made it. Crazy. I don't know if it's going to be perfect. I really don't. But I want to at least try my best. So this guy's making 40 screws per minute. I need 3 all up to be making 40 screws per minute. 3 constructors need to be making screws. Unless maybe I can make this even more simplified than what I'm doing right now. Hold on. This takes in 15. This pumps out 15. This is pumping out 30. Now we're getting into the real nitty-gritty of stuff. We grab 1 splitter. This splitter takes that out, right? Now it's going to take in 1 constructor over here and 1 constructor here. So now this is making me iron rods at 15 iron rods a minute. Then from these iron rods, I merge them together. These guys get pumped into here like so. Now from these guys, there's a splitter. There is also a mess of stuff in the way. Don't mind me, I'm just going to chop this all down. 30 iron rods being made. Now we're going to turn those 30 iron rods into 40 screws a piece. Here's our splitter. Connect it to here. And then we get our constructors. 1 constructor here, 1 constructor here, and 1 constructor here. That'll take 10 iron rods. That'll take enroaching the clearance. What clearance is in enroaching? Weird. I was standing in the way. Ah, I see. What? See? It's an... How's it enroaching the clearance? Huh? I'm so confused. Alrighty. Now, these are making 120 screws total. Now let's pull out an assembler and see what we need to do here. In order to make a rotor, we need 100 screws per minute and 20 iron rods per minute. What clearance is it encroaching? Oh my goodness me. I think I just figured it out. Oh my god, I think I've gotten it. I actually think that I've done it. Hold on. Do not get too cocky now. Come on, you beauty. That should make 120 screws. And then this one gets pulled over to here. Oh my god, no way. Please. This is making 80. 80. This is making 100 screws. And this has a leftover of 20. Don't get too excited now. Okay. So, from here. Now. So, we're going to take our splitter. This splitter is going to go over to here. But I really want to be able to make these types of videos for you guys because I really want to strive to be able to make some really great content. I really, really want to strive to be able to make some good content for you guys. I'm really trying out here. Okay, that conveyor belt now is making 30. Now, this is going to split. So, a merger right here. So, now this is going to take 20 iron rods a minute. No way. Did I just... No way. I just load balanced my first actual machine. Okay, guys. If you want to know how I did it, here's how. This smelter makes 30 iron ingots a minute. If I split these 30 iron ingots into these two constructors, it'll take 15 iron ingots and turn those 15 iron ingots into 15 iron rods. These two are making iron rods, which then get put into a merger right ahead of them, which then gets pumped up into this conveyor lift. Now this merger is taking 15 screws from both constructors and applying them into 30, which then gets put into this splitter and split into these 3 constructors to get an even 10 in all of them. Now these 10 rods get put into the constructors to make 40 screws per minute. These 40 screws per minute will then get 2 constructors to be put into a merger. Apart from this one, which gets a splitter instead. The reason why it gets a splitter is because it needs to take 20 away. Because this splitter is going to take this 20 that's left over, that isn't being taken away, into this merger, which is then going into this assembler for 100 screws a minute. Now, the leftover screws we won't worry about just yet, but that is the first part. And the next part of the assembler requires 20 iron rods per minute. Doable, right? So all we have to do is copy this exact same process, the splitter, from the smelter, 15 to 15, into these 2 constructors, mix them together with the merger, bring them up, makes 30, take the splitter, mix these 2 into a merger right here, so it's taking 10 from here and 10 from here to apply into this merger, which then adds them together to make 20, and brings them all the way over to the assembler to make a load balanced assembler, which will produce 4 rotors a minute. We did it. Now, time to load balance the other one. So for this assembler, this guy right here, we want to make reinforced iron plates. To make reinforced iron plates, we need 60 screws a minute and 30 iron plates. So this is now taking 20 screws. And from here, you're now going to be put into a constructor. And just like that, we have our other factory done. Nicely done, guys. So, remember how I told you guys about this constructor making 40 and splitting the 20 over into here and also into over here? Well, basically what's ended up happening here is this splitter that I also said is taking 20 from here and 20 from here of iron rods has also taken 10 iron rods to go into this constructor. This constructor right here is making 40 screws. It's hooked up to a merger. Where's the other part of the merger? Where the 20 screws were split. So 20 screws come over to here, attach into this merger, which is taking these 40 screws and then pumping those 60 screws into here, which is taking 60 screws per minute to make 5 reinforced plates per minute. And now we need 30 iron plates, which is pretty simple to do. So these two smelters need the 30 ingots because it takes 30 ingots to make 20 iron plates per minute. What I did is I took this merger and attached it to this constructor. This constructor is going to make 20 iron plates per minute. That's not enough. We need another 10. Where do we get the other 10 from? Right here. This constructor right here is making 20 iron plates per minute. Hooked up to a splitter, it takes 10 and pumps it into here to make 30, which goes up the conveyor belt all the way over there, which we'll show in a second. And it takes the other 10 and it pumps it into here, into storage for excess. Because, well, we don't need it. Now it's taking the 30 iron plates and pumping them into here to make our second load balanced machine. I really appreciate you guys for sticking along in this video for as long as you did. I do want to show you guys the fully realized piece of work that we've done here, because I do this for y'all and I want you guys to be able to know just how much I love and appreciate you all. So that is how to load balance our machines. So if you want to get the perfect amount of uptime with no wastage whatsoever, this was done with no guide. None. So I did this all in my brain meats. We gotta get this sucker hooked up. So let's get ourselves. So let's get our biomass burners up and running over here. $25 and $29. So that's one biomass burner down. and 28. Now for our next biomass burner. Now, there's nowhere else that needs to be attached, apparently. I think it's time that we fire up the machine. 100. And this one doesn't need as much, so it's gonna get 50. We just did what I thought would be very impossible for a very long time. Why load balancing? Why? Why is that such a big deal? It isn't. But it's pretty damn fun to be able to create something of your own idea and be able to make something truly magnificent. And I cannot be any happier with what we have done today. Because not only did we load balance one machine, but we load balanced two. And I could not be happier. Because we did it all by ourselves. No help. Just all by ourselves, and look at how magnificent this looks. Doesn't it just look so awesome and put a smile to your face? Hopefully hearing the smile in my face is able to put a smile on yours. Let's take a look-see-loo at what we have been able to create. If we can build a lookout tower, that is. We're close. But look! We've got iron plates here. So, this is where our lookout tower goes now. It doesn't get touched, and it doesn't get moved. This is where it is from now on. We did this. Oh. Oh. Is he not mining? He's not mining. He ain't mining the ore. Where's the ore? Whoa. Oh, I connected into that. Whoopsies. Nice. Easy does it. This is going to become something massive in the future. And this is already becoming its own thing. We still have 4 whole nodes to work on. But as for right now, this is what we've got. A perfectly load balanced system. Now, in this episode, we had a lot of trials and tribulations and a lot of things that I made mistakes on. It's okay to make mistakes in life, and it's okay to feel as if you're not doing anything right. But I hope that you guys know that within those mistakes that you do make, that you will learn to be a better person if you apply yourself and learn from them. If you can do that, then you are unstoppable. Our mistakes is not what makes us. What makes us is what we do with those mistakes. We can and will be better people. I believe it, and I believe in you. So thanks. And just like always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.